Services, Domestic Taxes Department, the Kenya Revenue Authority. And now moving on swiftly, how to attract investment. The Kenya Development Corporation held its inaugural stakeholders engagement as it gears up to attract investors. According to the Director General, Christopher Hooker, there are numerous untapped potential in the country that, if well explored, could attract investment running into trillions of shillings. Jimmy Mbogo now joins us with more.
Well, indeed, a very good afternoon to you too, Noah. Yes, this has been a very interesting conversation about investment opportunities in the country. You will remember that one of the key components of the new administration is looking at public-private partnership and also privatization of companies, so that to be able to generate more revenue and create wealth for the country. And so that I do service to this conversation, I want to have this conversation with none other than the Director General of the Kenya Development Corporation. Well, Christopher, thank you so much for speaking to KTN.
Thank you very much.
All right. And one of the things that I really want you to take us through is the issue, some of the elements of investment opportunities that are currently available for both for Kenyan investors and for foreign investors.
Thank you very much. KDC, as you know, is a development financing institution supporting the growth of economy, both social and economic growth for Kenya. There are quite a number of investment opportunities, and I just want to make reference to the time when His Excellency had to ring a bell at the Nairobi Stock Exchange. Definitely the call is to spur the capital markets growth in terms of its responsibility in growing the economy. And the opportunities that are there range from small-scale enterprises that can be supported to do either secondary or primary listing on the Nairobi Stock Exchange. And that process and discussions have started within the government. Also, there are mature investments that possibly the government want to unlock the funds for the purpose of other projects, and also bring on board private investors to own part of the investments that the government are in.
All right, and I'm sure one of the big questions that have been, I believe, in the mind of many investors is what has been the biggest hindrance to investment, and especially from the private sector?
Thank you very much. Again, if you remember, one of the sessions during the paneling session at the Nairobi Stock Exchange session we had was the discussion around what are the bottlenecks. One of them is the Privatization Act. And with the support of the Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry, Honorable Moses Kuria, there is a task force in place already that is really looking at this in terms of making it easy for, mature investments to be either listed on Nairobi Stock Exchange or government to divest from it. And that process is going on, and hopefully there should be a discussion around the amendments of the Act itself to allow quick and efficient processing of these divestiture activities.
All right, and during your presentation, one of the things that actually stuck out for me is the issue of sustainability. Where are we, and what is currently being done to ensure that all these investments are sustainable in the long run?
Surely sustainability is a key thing in any investment, and one of the key things is governance. The governance elements of entities is critical in terms of creating investor, confidence in terms of investors who want to come in. But the main thing for me in terms of sustainability is innovation. We have no option but to innovate, because again, that is the cutting-edge issues, both innovation and technology. We embrace technology, we embrace innovation, look at the incubation centers that are existing in terms of enterprises, young brains that are coming up with brilliant ideas that just need to be nurtured and supported through financial linkages and market linkages. And that's precisely what KDC is planning to do in terms of supporting those innovations and technology.
The other thing that you spoke about during your presentation is the issue of addressing market failures. What are some of these market failures that you can say you have observed?
Let me make it simple. Take a farmer in Nyandarua or Kalau. You have seen cabbages being fed to cows. You have seen milk going into drain. You have seen fruits rotting at the market. Why can't our farmers connect to the market? Simply because there's a market failure. Let's look at also the broker, sorry to say, the brokers type of people who are in the market value chain. the farmers are not getting the value for their produce. Reason being, they are not able to access the market directly. So what happens is basically there are people in between, they buy cheaply from the market and sell it at high prices at the key secondary markets. So that is one. Secondly, I think is the knowledge of the market. There is no facilitation to move these products to the market. Besides that, value addition. Why are we not adding value to all our produce in order to get high value from the returns in terms of investments in those areas? So to me, again, value addition should be the tag word for us. Investment is the tag word. Technology is the tag word for us to get to the next level.
All right, and again, you spoke about the issue of partnerships, and we had someone from the World Bank also speaking during this function. Now, when you look at foreign direct investments currently, the status of foreign direct investment in the country, how are we faring on, and what more can be done to improve on this?
I know the cabinet minister for Minister of Investments has talked about this quite often. We need to create enabling environment for the foreign investors. What are the enabling environment? Again, there are various forums that has been held since the current administration to look at are there bottlenecks in terms of attracting the investors. There are issues around the tax regime, which is definitely being looked at. There are issues around licensing, so the issue about the singles, licensing. You have had around creating one-stop shop in terms of services. So there are initiatives that have already looked at these things, even within the first 100 days, the way I'm seeing, quite a number of these bottlenecks will be dealt with, will be mitigated, and the investors will have the support, I believe.
All right, and also when you talk about some of these investment opportunities, they are in diverse sectors of the economy. When you look at all of this cumulatively, what is the total value of these investment opportunities?
I might not have the exact figure, but to me, it's in the figures of trillion. The opportunity is immense. There are emerging sectors that nobody has tapped into. As you know, we are talking about blue economy. How much have we tapped into? We are talking of the green economy. I mean, the green energy, the e-mobility in terms of electric cars. How much have we ventured into those spaces? Our tourism is still virgin in terms of growth. To me, from where I sit, I see immense opportunity even in the emerging sectors. Right. And there is all the possibility that if you create a good environment, the investors will be there always to expand and explore, scale even the existing ones.
All right, Bonadiji, lastly from me, before I let you go, is this the solution to our problem? Is this the solution to reviving our economy?
I think it's a good starting point, because the starting point is always to remove any barriers in terms of opportunities. I think the opportunity is immense, and I don't see why this cannot be an immense opportunity for us to spur and grow our economy.
All right, thank you so much, Bonadiji, for taking the time to speak to KTN. And all that is the conversation that we've just had here, and I will be giving you more details in our subsequent bulletin. But for now, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Jimmy Mbogo, for that in-depth interview on how to attract investment in the country. Let's talk pension funds. Actually, pension fund trustees and stakeholders of the pensions industry have been urged to further enhance and improve retirement benefits framework in the country in a bid to both the informal and formal sectors